Hi, I'm Mr. Powley. You might recognize me from the video that you watched at the orientation. You may recognize me from the lunchroom or walking around the halls, but I'm going to be your History 201 and 202 professor this year. You may or may not have had me in person in class yet at this point by the time you see this, but I wanted to walk you through a little bit of the distance learning stuff that you're going to see today. You can see my little Bitmoji right over here, right? Exciting classroom stuff there. The website, the Google Classroom website that you're going to look at is going to have a couple of important things. I may post some stuff in the stream now and then. Mostly it's going to be stuff that when I add links and stuff into the classwork, because that's really going to be the focus is over here in the classwork section. We are starting off in the hybrid model, which means you're going to have me one day in class and one day out of class in the distance model. And then every Friday we will meet virtually, and I have a schedule here for you in the classwork section you can take a look at in a minute. What this means is that when I see you in person, we'll do some stuff in class. And then when I see you, when you are doing work out of class, you have to make sure you do that work because that's how you're going to be counted as present for that second meeting in the hybrid setting. If we end up having to move to a virtual setting, I'll explain that as well. When we get to that point, and hopefully at some point we'll get to the situation where we can all be in person in class together, and that makes this less important. But Google Classroom classwork materials is where we house a lot of important documents, and I may add things in here now and then. First thing is the syllabus. You're going to make sure you want to download that syllabus. I already have one here. I am a gamified teacher, so this is supposed to be kind of like your manual for a new game. Most people don't read the instructions, and if you don't, that's okay. I will try to work with you on that, but you might be interested in this whole level up grading system. I would encourage you to go and take a look at that because that's going to be how we grade everything this semester. I'll also walk you through that when I see you in person. We are going to be meeting through a Google Meet, and those Google Meet, this Google Meet schedule is going to be set for Fridays, and if we have to go virtual, I'll explain sort of how we're going to meet there. But on this schedule, there's a bunch of links, and you just click on the link for the meeting. You can also look up here in the stream, and there's a link to our Google Meet setting there. So you should never be in a position where you don't know how to get to our virtual classes. The first thing that you're going to need to do for this week's assignment is go to the Go Formative class. So if you go to goformative.com, and I guess I should have made that a link, so I'll fix that later. If you go to goformative.com, you should sign up for the Go Formative class based on this code right here. When you do that, there's going to be something in there called a slow test. Slow doesn't mean that I think you're slow. It means student learning outcomes. One of the things I have to do as a teacher is to measure your progress throughout the semester. By taking this slow pretest, you can take it digitally. I am not going to count this as a grade. It just needs to be completed by Sunday. You take the pretest, and then at the end of the semester, you're going to take a post-test. So the more growth you show, the better it is for us. Wink. So can you make sure that you have that done by Sunday? And then I will take that data and we'll compare it to a test later to see that you've made huge leaps and gains in your understanding of history. The second thing you're going to do this week is did Montezuma have a zoo? The first part of that. Montezuma, of course, is the leader of the Aztec nation, and he's the person that was in charge of that Aztec nation, when really an empire, when Cortez comes over and the conquistadors eventually obliterate that nation. Oftentimes, indigenous populations are treated as either ignorant or barbaric and savage, and that overlooks the really true nature of those indigenous populations, what we'd call Native American populations. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at a couple of primary sources. And those primary sources, you're just going to answer the questions right on the document there and bring that to class. We'll talk about it in class. And then lastly, finishing up, we are going to be playing a game in class, and we're going to try to do it social distanced. So this secret leader links here, that's going to be for an in-class assignment. Can't wait to see you in class, and I hope this video helps out a bit.